Hello and welcome to Looking Up. This is a podcast for Christian women. I'm Kathy Pollard, one of your hosts, and with me is Carla Moore, your other host. And our goal is to give you all kinds of reasons to look up and remember that God is in control. Colossians 3:1-2 is kind of our theme verse because if you've been raised with Christ, what does it say?
Keep seeking the things that are above.
Yeah, set your mind on things above. Things that. Yeah, what's our theme verse?
Didn't we just talk about memorizing the word a couple of weeks ago?
We did.
Mine just flies out sometimes.
I feel like it's in there until I need to recall it, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
So maybe it never was in there to begin with.
It's in here. It's in
It's
the heart,
in our
right?
heart. That's right. Sometimes it gets harder to pull out when you need it.
Yep.
But anyway, how are you, and what have you been up to?
I'm doing well. We're enjoying some sort of non-seasonal weather here. It has not been super cold. It's actually been in the 60s the last few days, which is great. We had the windows open a few days ago in February in Colorado. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And we're doing well. We just finished with a staff appreciation luncheon the students put on for the staff over at Bear Valley. It was really sweet. They brought chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A, and
I was going to ask what you ate.
Yeah, and they served us, and then they all took turns saying nice things about us. So it was really nice.
Oh, what'd they say about you?
Well, it was Julie Barnes, and she, when somebody's talking about you, it's like when someone's singing happy birthday to you, you're like, well, I don't know where to look. I don't know what to say. And everyone's staring at you because she's talking about you.
Do I smile? Do I put my head down and look bashful?
Yeah. Just like, oh, go on.
That's right.
No, she was very sweet. And I couldn't really tell you exactly what she said because I'm always nervous when that kind of thing's going on. But she did say something that made me feel good about being soft-spoken. So I can't remember exactly what she said, but yeah. And she's just a very sweet woman. They just started this year. Ezekiel and Julie came from Arizona. So it's been fun getting to know them. They're going with us on the trip, actually.
Speaking of, you guys are leaving next weekend. Mm-hmm. So when this airs on Monday, everybody be praying for Saturday of this week, because that's for no snow. That's when y'all are taking off, and you'll be gone a couple weeks.
Yeah.
2
weeks and 2 days. Yeah.
Wish I was going with you.
I wish you were too. It'd be more fun, but we'll go knock all the kinks out, because this is kind of the first time that we've done Turkey and Greece. I mean, I've been to, of all the places we're going, I've been to Ephesus and Athens, and then all the other sites I have not been to. So, and John hasn't either. So it's all new. He has been studying hard, and every night he'll turn on some YouTube thing about, I can't even pronounce, it's the 7 churches, but they have new names. It's not the names that we know them in the New Testament, but so we're going to learn how to say these Greek and, Turkish names that are not so hard to say.
I bet y'all's dinner conversation is very interesting.
Most of the time it's, huh? What? What'd you say? Do y'all do that?
Never.
If I don't say John and then get him to look at me, then
right.
I'm automatically going to have to repeat myself. And the same thing is true for him. If he doesn't get my attention first, then we're not going to hear each other.
Yes, so true.
It's reality.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Well, have you found anything exciting thrifting?
Oh, thrifting. Yes, I did. I found another quilt.
Oh, what?
And it's hand. I can show you. Those of you who are watching can see it.
Is that green?
It is. Yeah, you would like it. It's cross-stitched on the, so it's like a whole cloth quilt. So it's all one.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's muslin. It feels like cotton, but then they cross-stitch the pattern on it, and then it's hand quilted all over. And it's probably beautiful. A full size. It is beautiful. And it's got a few little stains on it, but you know me, I'm just always on the hunt for those old quilts. And I also found some fun tea towels. Nothing super special, but they're hand embroidered, like little.
How cute!
Yeah, little spoons and these little. You can tell they're old diapers, not diapers, but what they used to use as diapers that have been hand embroidered. So those were fun. I just always look for stuff like that.
I love those little vintage tea towels.
Me too. And I'll get them stained, I'm sure. But yeah, it was fun. What's going on in your world?
Well, we have a story of better late than never
Okay.
because Sunday night we had, when we first moved to Lehman to Bowling Green to work with Lehman Avenue, we started having people over by way of their last name. We'd have certain letters of the alphabet over so that we could get to know everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to do the entire alphabet except for one last group. And it was the one right in the middle because we actually started at the beginning and the end of the alphabet and went toward the middle. And then the
How come you did
pandemic,
that?
so that we could kind of mix people up.
Okay.
And we felt like if we just did the beginning, the people at the end would be like, oh, it'll be forever before it's our
Yeah.
turn. So we would do like the A's and then the WXYZs,
Oh, that's a good idea.
and then the BC and the TUVs,
Yeah.
just so we worked our way. And there was one group left in the middle when the pandemic happened and we couldn't meet together anymore. So we never got to that group. Well, now we have so many new members, new families that we've decided to start doing that again. Only this time we started smack dab in the middle because we never got around to having that group. Well, the first time we tried to schedule it was in January. And we announced, if your last name starts with MNOP, come over to our house Sunday night after church. And well, that weekend we ended up getting slammed with this huge weather event. It was bitterly cold, snow, so we had to cancel. And we have been ribbed so bad
for skipping them.
Yes. And so we scheduled it again for this past Sunday. And we were hearing things like, I'll believe it when I see it. Sally Mick said, this time I'm not buying my groceries until Sunday afternoon. So, but we finally did it. We had a great turnout and, got some closure with that. We have done that group. And so anyway, but it was good. And next time I think we'll start at the bottom of the alphabet in the middle and go up, just to kind of keep the letters differently. And we just ask everybody to bring finger foods. I used to not do that because I always have this fear. What if everybody brings chips and salsa? Which is good,
worse things.
But if it, right. So we used to ask everybody to bring a platter of your favorite sandwiches. And then I would just do like sides and desserts and drinks. Well, it's just too much food. And because you might have a single person or a couple bring in a whole platter of sandwiches. So you've got 10 to 12 sandwiches per 1 to 2 people. And then I would feel bad because when it was time to go, everybody still has all these sandwiches that they made that they're taking back home with them. So we switched over.
Great leftover.
No. And it's, when you go to all that trouble and effort and then you take most of it back home with you, it's got to be pretty discouraging. But so we do finger foods now and it's worked out fine every time. There's always plenty of variety and good food and stuff. But
well, I love that idea.
Oh, and one of the ladies couldn't come because she ended up getting sick. And I saw her at Bible class last night and I went up and said, we missed you, but I'm glad you're feeling better. And she said, well, I hated missing. And she said, I guess it'll be a long time before you get around to my letter again. So I said, hopefully not 4 years.
Yeah, you might need to start with her last name this time.
Oh, I know.
Well, we did in Drippin', I don't know. It's been probably been 10 years ago, but we would do decades and that was fun.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I think we had 20s and 30s together. And then we had, because there was like lots of 40s, we did the 40s alone, 50s and 60s. And I mean, we did by decades and it was a lot of fun. And you had a smaller group. I think you could probably do it a little bit different and you could mix them better than we did. But at the time it worked really well. So that was fun.
A good idea.
We need to start doing that again.
I like the ideas for different things to try next time. And I like there to be a natural progression to the evening, like so people know how long they're going to be there. So we usually eat and then we would go around and have everybody tell their conversion story. Or if they grew up in the church, just, when were you baptized? Who baptized you? That kind of thing. And it's always neat because, people learn things about it. They'll be like, I've known you for 30 years and I never knew, whatever about you. And so, and then when that's over, by the time you go through everybody, we had 30 something people here, then it's time to go. Everybody just kind of says goodnight and goes. So it works out real well.
You play games when you have that many over?
No, we just do because it's Sunday night. It's kind of late-ish anyway. We just
Yeah.
do we just eat and visit for a while and then do the question for everybody to answer. So I have a different question for this go around, but I'm not going to say what it is.
You don't want to warn them ahead of time.
That's all right. I don't want to give it away.
Well, the last several quarters we've been here, we did ministry moments. And I know I've already talked about it on here. So we would interview each of the staff members about their kind of their ministry story. But this quarter, there's just been something every Sunday night. Like one Sunday night after worship, they had a Super Bowl watch party. So we all went over there rather than everyone coming over here. We went to an SYD Singing Youth of Denver concert one night with the students. And anyway, so this coming Sunday, it's our last quarter or our last Sunday of this quarter, and we're going to do a macaroni and cheese bar, which I think is going to be fun.
Yes.
So what do you think? I haven't really made my list yet, but what all do you think I should have for toppings?
Well, when we had Teens in the Word at our house every week, Jody Randall did that.
Really?
For the teens. And I'm trying
and here
to think.
I was thinking I was being unique.
I'm trying to think what else. I know she brought marinara sauce, sauteed mushrooms, caramelized onions. Man, I can't remember what all she brought. Maybe some pickled jalapenos or something. I'm not really sure, but it was a bunch of different little bowls of toppings that they could put on there. Chili would be good.
Chili, yeah, I thought about chili mac because that's a big thing. I've seen like chorizo or sausage or grilled chicken, and now you can get grilled chicken from Sam's or Costco that's real good. Like it's dice that up. So I don't know. I haven't thought. I'll get some other different kinds of cheeses to put on. So anyway, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Who doesn't love macaroni and cheese?
Weirdies. Let me show you this. Look at this. Look how cute.
Oh, I love those. And those are real eggs, right?
Yes. For those of you who are listening, yeah, and not watching, this is a wire basket, egg basket in the shape of a chicken. Hillary Hammer gave me this last night. Isn't that cute?
Cute.
So I could not wait to fill it with eggs when I got home. It looks adorable on the counter, I tell you.
Those are my favorite colors. I actually have a picture of some eggs in my photo roll that I keep for kind of inspiration for colors and stuff. They're just so natural and they all go together, and it's like God designed it that way.
Well, and these are unwashed. I mean, I'm always surprised at how clean they are because I know what they do. And
so you haven't cleaned them off at all?
No, we just rinse them right before we use them.
Oh.
And
let me see them again.
Yeah.
I didn't see any dirt. I got the cleanest chickens around.
If you look closely, you'll see some flecks here and there, but yeah, they come out pretty clean.
And what is it about? Why are you not supposed to wash them?
You can. There is a natural bloom on the egg that protects it. And as soon as you wash them, that bloom is gone, and then they need to be refrigerated.
What's bloom mean?
It's just what you call that natural protection on the egg.
Okay. Whatever. I think of blooming as being something different.
Whatever coats that egg when the chicken lays it, like that.
Okay. Whatever. Yeah, I won't go
there. There you go, asking questions and make me sound dumb again.
It's my specialty, huh?
Yes. And tomorrow I'm going to pick up a little bit more transferware because I adore transferware. And I think I've mentioned that on here before, but Jennifer Harrison sent me a link to somebody who was posted on Facebook Marketplace. They have a few pieces, and it is it's Colonial Ironstone by Staffordshire. Okay. So I love English, especially English. And so anyway, it just so happens that the seller is a member at South Green Street in Glasgow, Kentucky, which is where her parents worship. So I was able to contact this lady and tell her I was interested, and I think I'm supposed to meet up with her sometime tomorrow. But it's a plate and a couple of bowls and a little like small milk pitcher or something. So I'll have to show them to you when I get them.
I don't know I think of that as China, but it's not, right? Transferware is different.
It's pottery, but it can be China, ceramic, ironstone, different materials. And all transferware means is that there was a print of a scene that would have been designed on copper, pressed onto paper, and then transferred onto the plate. Or I might have that backwards, and it was paper, then copper, then plate. But anyway, copper was involved, and the scene itself is pressed onto these plates, and they come in those beautiful kind of muted colors, browns, greens, reds, blues. I have all of those. The colors that I'm actually looking for are mulberry. I saw a beautiful few pieces of mulberry transferware a couple years ago, and I didn't get them because they were a little bit more than I wanted to pay. But they were in great shape. And then later I read that they are difficult to find. Like that's the rarest color
I'm
is
Googling
mulberry.
it while you're talking about it.
So now I'm kicking myself that I didn't get them, and I'm keeping my eyes open because I like to mix and match when I use them, all the colors. So anyway, I just have a thing.
Well, I'll keep my eyes open. I actually bought 3. I just thought they were really pretty, and it was, I think, Johnson Brothers. It's English, some kind of, I mean, it felt like pottery, but I looked them up and they called them party plates, I think, because they have scalloped edges, and then there's like a little indentation in the plate. But I guess you put a punch cup that will kind of sit the punch cup. But it was kind of one of those things that I really don't need these, but they're $1.99 and they're beautiful. So I might need to bring them to you.
Yes, you need them.
Because they're red. I'll send you a picture of them after we get off.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust John. He'll probably break them. So might as well send them over to your house where you'll take care of them.
Well, is there anything else you want to share before we get into our serious topic of the day?
We don't have a serious topic today.
What?
No serious topics.
We were supposed to have a serious topic, and then I just wasn't feeling it. Let's go in a different direction this week. So.
Let's have some fun.
I'm ready for something fun. Yeah.
But let me think. Did we do anything this weekend? Today is Thursday. I can't remember. That's terrible. I can't remember what's going on.
Well, if you think of something, even after we've officially started the topic, you are allowed to bring it up. Okay. You can do whatever you want to do.
I'm going to feel bad, though. Probably there's something important that I'm forgetting. But anyway, let's move along.
Okay, so we're doing another favorite things episode. And I went back and looked through because it's been a while. It's been several months since we've done one of those. And the very first one we ever did was also in February. Okay. February of last year. Then we did one in May and then one in September. So we felt like it was time. And as always, we are not sponsored by anything or affiliated with anything. We do not profit in any way from sharing these things. We just like talking about things we like and thought you would enjoy it too. These always seem to go over really well. I know I'm majorly interested. Like when we decided that we were going to do this, I already started looking forward to whatever you were going to share.
Well, I hope you're not disappointed because, the very first one I was really excited about because I had, easily found 10 of my favorite things. But this time I was like, I've already used that. I've already used that. I'm kind of a boring person. So anyway, maybe there'll be something interesting in here.
There is one on here. I think the one I'm going to start out with that I thought, have I shared that one already? And I didn't feel like going back and listening. So.
Well, that's what I'm doing right as we speak. I'm looking and making sure that I'm not bringing something back up that I said before because, okay, I think I'm good. I think I have all new things.
Do you want to go first?
If you want me to, I will.
Yeah, I think we're each going to share about 10 things, and then we're still going to do something good for you at the very end.
Okay. All right. Let's see which one. I'm going to start with something kind of, it's something that I sort of have shared before, but it's a little bit different. They are Dots pretzels.
That goes back to the very first one.
Yeah. And the ones that I talked about that time are still my absolute favorites. And I still don't buy them because I was telling you before that I could polish off a bag by myself in 2 or 3 days, which is not good. It is
they're not dinky bags.
Not good. No, they're like this one came from Sam's, so it's a big one, but I bought it for the marriage seminar. That's what we did this weekend. I think we already talked about that because we recorded Saturday night. Anyway, I bought them for that. And unfortunately, the students did not eat all of them. And I guess
Oh.
I could have sent them to we call it the garbage disposal because they'll eat anything. That's really not nice. We should not do that. But there's a bunch of boys.
Edit.
Can we change that now? And let's say we are edited sometimes. I can't imagine that any of them will be listening to this, but it's just, we laugh about that because when we have too much food, we'll take it down there and they'll eat it because it's a bunch of boys. This year in particular, we have a bunch of, 20, 22-year-old guys. Anyway, Dots pretzels. My favorites are the ones that I shared before, just the original season, but these are cinnamon and sugar. And it's I embarrassed myself, tell everyone listening that when Kathy and I were talking before the podcast, I was wiping my face and I found sugar on my face from these cinnamon and sugar pretzels. So they're just really, I don't know what they do. They put something addictive in these pretzels, but I mean, they're just cinnamon and sugar, but they're thicker. The pretzels are not like your ordinary stick. Those are kind of skinny little,
they're twiggy
twigs. Yeah. But these are substantial.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate too, because, you think you're just eating like a little twig pretzel, but when you eat 25 of them, it's probably more like eating 50 of the little twig pretzels. But if you haven't tried them, I can't exactly recommend that you try them because you'll get addicted to them too. But they're really good. They're good for taking to, a Super Bowl party. Take them where other people eat them and you won't bring a bunch of them home because I'm going to have to take these over to the church building next door and get rid of them. But so that would be my very first. Dots.
If you hear crunching during this episode, you know what's going on over there.
Then I'll be wiping more sugar off my face.
She's got that bag right next to her.
I need to.
Oh, you know what those would be good for?
What?
Like making a crust out of them for a pie.
Ooh,
in place of graham crackers, use those cinnamon sugar pretzels.
Ooh, that is a good idea. I have heard, and I have actually tried this using the original Dots you crush them up and use them as like a fried chicken, not fried. Don't fry it. Make it even worse, but you can bake it with the crushed up Dots pretzels on them.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right, good. My first one is, I don't think I've shared it as a favorite things, but I know I've actually mentioned it on the podcast, but it's it's an app for your phone that's free, and it's the Logos app or Logos. I don't know.
I say Logos.
I do too. But you probably can't see that, but it's free and it's really good for a variety of reasons. You can read the Bible on there, whatever version you want, you can pull up. There is a huge resource library. So it's also a Bible study tool that you can pull up. You can create your own reading plan, Bible reading plan. You can also create a reading plan for any of the resources in the library. So if you're just reading through like a study book or a help or something, probably one of the things I use it most for, there are two things. When I'm reading the text and there's a word that I want to look up, I just put my finger on that word and press on it, and it brings up the word study option, and you can look up the word in the original language and find other verses in which it's used in that same way. And then the other thing is I've been using it for my audio Bible. So usually in the mornings while I'm unloading the dishwasher, wiping down the counters or whatever, that's what I'm listening to. I like the voice of whoever is reading the Bible. And I know you said that doesn't really work for you because you get distracted, but like even I was able to listen to all of Psalm 119 and while I was cleaning the kitchen, and it just went by so fast. Whereas I feel like if I'm reading it, it takes forever to read Psalm 119. Let me see. Oh, another thing you can do, you can scan a scripture reference. Say there's a scripture reference in your Bible, next to the sermon notes out. There's a scripture reference in your church bulletin, and you can hover over it with your Logos app and it'll pull up that scripture. Or if you have written down a list of scripture references, you can hover over that whole list and it'll pull up all those scriptures for you.
So is it like a magnifying glass? Do you have to press a certain button or something?
I think it works more like when you use a like a QR code kind of a thing. And then let me see if there's anything else about it that I
I've
wanted to
been
mention.
curious about what was included on the free version
Mhm.
of the Logos app. Like,
Yeah,
if you could do a
because
Bible word
the
study, that's
because
great.
the Logos software for your laptop, which I also have, is amazing but very expensive.
Mhm.
And the Logos app, of course, doesn't do everything that the software does, but it does a lot of good things, and
Mhm.
it's great. If you're, I mean, there have been times when I'm sitting in Bible class and we're studying a verse, and I'll be like, "Huh, I never thought about that before," and I'll go look it up, and I'll look up a word, or
Mhm.
or if I want to see something in a different version, it's really easy to pull that up. You can open up more than one page. So like I'm in Proverbs right now for the audio Bible. That tab is one because I want to keep my place to listen to it. And then I have a different tab for study. It's just real user friendly and it's
Mhm.
free. So that's my first one, the Logos Bible app.
And it works on the iPad too. I use it probably more on my iPad than I do on my phone because I can just see it better. But I haven't learned it as well as on the computer. But it is like you can swipe from, you can have open a search page, you can have open your Bible page, you can have a Bible word study, you can have the text comparison, and you can just swipe from side to side, and rather than having to like close a tab and open another one. So it is a great app, very useful. Good one.
Yep. Thanks.
Okay, my next one is I know that I have shared Casa Luna sheets from Target, but this time of year I will share it's the Threshold brand, it's the Target brand flannel sheets. This is just the pillowcases, and I was going to show for those of you who can see that it's just the Threshold brand. And right now, like, I got this set the other night for $12 for a king size set of flannel sheets.
Oh, because
And
you're coming out of winter.
yeah, and I know you have said before that Neil would not be able to sleep in flannel because it would be too hot for him. But because that new way we're sleeping now with just having the duvet, all I'm using is the bottom sheet, the fitted sheet. And I've never not used a top sheet before, which I know I've heard a lot of people say they don't ever use a top sheet. And that, I guess I'm a little bit old fashioned about
I've
sheets.
never heard of that.
Oh, I've heard quite a few people say I don't use top sheets. They just use their comforter. So they just sleep
Really?
under, on top of the fitted and then under the comforter. But I think if
Huh.
it's a heavy thing you can't wash, I can't do that because I
Yeah,
need clean sheets.
same.
One of my favorite things is clean sheets. There's nothing like getting into a bed with clean, smooth sheets and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, the Target brand, and that's really the only kind I've ever had. So there may be others that are better, but they're just soft and they're cheap. I mean, real, like, full price, they're $35 for a king size set. But this time of year, like I said, you can find them on sale. And I paid $12 for, of course, I'm not using the top sheet. What I've been doing, I know that sounds kind of icky, but I just finished washing the duvet covers, and those, when I had a king size duvet, that was pretty daunting to put that on because, it's just like you're wrestling with it and trying to get everything tied and buttoned and all that. But these are twin size, and it zips instead of buttons. So I'm able to wash them easily. So we're just, sleeping on top of the flannel sheet, which is great in the wintertime in Colorado and under the down duvet.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that, but yeah, I have a heater for a husband.
Maybe you need two twin size butted up against, and then you can have your own little fitted flannel sheet set, and then he can have his whatever he needs.
Yeah. Or I'll just get a set for when he's out of town.
Yeah, that would be a pain to have to change them all the time. But anyway, that's my
Yes, it
number
would.
2.
Good
Threshold
one.
flannel sheets.
Okay. My number 2 is body butter. It's by Old Whaling Company, like the whale,
Okay.
Old Whaling Company. And the
Not
scent,
well.
not whale, like the whaling wall.
Okay.
The scent that I like is called Coastal Calm.
Hmm.
And this smell is so crisp and clean and fresh. And I don't really know how to describe it other than that. But this company is out of Charleston, South Carolina. But the very first time I ran across it, I was in Florida with Cheryl Turner and Kathy Murphy, and we were at some shop down there, and I was able to, I smelled it while I was there and bought some and have been in love with it ever since. But I always use it kind of sparingly because I don't have it, anywhere around here. And then I have ordered it online before, and even then I'll still use it kind of sparingly. But then for Christmas, Neil got me this big box of a couple of the body butters, bath bombs, shower fizzies, bar soap. Oh, and then a little miniature size body butter to tuck down in your purse.
Is it just lotion?
Well, this, yeah, body butter is just like a thick lotion.
Okay.
So that,
Okay.
oh, it smells so good. I like to put it on my feet at night.
Mm-hmm. So it's
Smells
like
amazing.
thicker than, because it doesn't
Yes.
like drip. It's a thicker lotion.
Yeah, it's body butter is a
moisturizing.
little bit thicker than lotion. This has shea butter and aloe in it. It feels really, really good on your skin. And they have a bunch of different other scents that all sound amazing. I would probably love them also. I just know that I like this so much. I never want to veer. So
What's the name of the scent again?
Coastal Calm.
Oh, that sounds like you.
I need me some Coastal Calm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, body butter, Coastal Calm.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that
Old
it seems
Whaling
like
Company?
It seems like people either like scents like vanilla bean or more of the sugary type scents, and then others like floral, fruity scents. But it doesn't seem like they cross over very much. I tend to be more of a fruity floral rather than a vanilla, or I like them in candles, but not so much on my hands that I can, because then if I'm eating something, it smells like cinnamon or whatever.
Yeah, I used to be a vanilla. I used to use Bath and Body Works Vanilla Noel. I loved that scent, but as I've gotten older, I've kind of moved away from that, and it almost smells too sweet to me. Yeah. And I'm leaning more toward these just more clean. I mean, this almost smells like the best bar of clean soap you've ever had. It's just invigoratingly clean and fresh. So
well, you mentioned shower fizzies too. That's something that you sent me one time that I'd never heard of, and that should be one of my favorite things, because I love that, just having a scent in the shower, just on the floor.
Yeah. Okay. What's your third one?
My third one is my down vest. I have a thing for down, I guess, but it's when I was going around the house thinking, what is something that I use every day? And in the winter, it's just this every day. And it's just a vest, and it's very lightweight. It comes from REI. You can see down vests everywhere. Actually, you have to look at the tag to make sure, if you want it to be warm anyway, make sure it has down in it, goose down. So look at the tag, as a lot of times they'll be stuffed with polyester or something, and that it'll be warm, but it won't be super warm. But this one, I probably had it I think I got it when we went on that 2018 trip. So this is 6 years, and I have never found another one that I like better, because I can wad it up. Like I could literally just wad it up and shove it down in my backpack. I'm probably making all kinds of noise with that. But I think if your core is warm, then the rest of you does fine. And that's pretty much, even on pretty cold days here, when it's down in the 30s, I'll just put that on and I'll be fine, as long as my middle is warm and I can zip it up and it's got good pockets. The only thing I don't like about it is that my hair swishes. It's that nylon. And so all day long, I hear swish, 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 and I don't like that, but I can't get around it. Anyway, I've looked at other vests just because this one's kind of getting worn out, but I keep going back to it because I just like it. And it's just a real thin, packable down vest from REI.
I don't own a single vest. Well, not a coat, not a sweater vest. Is that a thing still?
Sweater vest?
Sweater vest.
I think back in the 80s.
Yeah. I see people wearing those in the winter all the time. I never have, and I don't have one. So
yeah.
I guess I think that I would be cold because my arms are sticking out unprotected.
Well, when you have the what's a nice way I can put this? The flashes of heat and you don't really need something to cover your whole, arms, legs, and everything. I don't know. That's just it. I like to travel with it because it's easily packed. I can wear it, on the plane or whatever, and it just keeps me warm and I'm not uncomfortable,
Okay,
but it's not too much. Yeah.
good one. All right, my third one is my immersion blender. Oh, okay, here we go. So, do you have an immersion blender?
I do.
Yeah. So I love this thing, and it wasn't very expensive. Actually, I don't even recognize the brand. It's Koios, Koios. I don't
Sounds
know.
Greek.
But I bought another cheaper one for soap making, and this one's way better. It's nice and strong and it feels substantial, but I use this thing for everything, mainly soups, in the pot, but also mayonnaise, vinaigrettes, smoothies. I mean, you name it. This thing is so easy and so powerful just to make. The only thing you have to remember to do if you're not familiar with them is, especially if you're doing a hot pot of soup, put it all the way to the bottom and don't lift it when you turn it on. Get it going first. Yeah, get it going first, and then you can move it around. So, unless
you still have to be careful or you'll spit soup out.
Unless you want hot soup splattering all over the place. So
yeah,
that's my number 3.
Yeah, that makes good tomato basil soup.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, good one. Okay, my next one is, it's a purse company. This is probably my favorite this week or this time. It's Portland Leather Goods.
I don't have anything by them, but every time I see something from them, I drool.
Yeah, I mean, this is my favorite piece. This didn't come from them. That came from the rodeo, but this is the backpack that I have from them. It smells good. Still, and I've had it for I don't know how long. I have a couple of things from them, and it's quality leather, and I have a thing for purses. I recognize it. I understand that it's not necessarily a healthy infatuation, but I just do.
Hi, my name is Carla.
My friend Tracy and I joke that we both have OCPD, obsessive compulsive purse disorder, which is not to make fun of anyone that has real OCD, obviously, but we just laugh because anytime it's like squirrel, we see a new purse. But I think that Portland Leather Company is my favorite purse maker because it's quality. It's heavy duty. They don't line them, so it's just the suede leather on the inside of your purse. And I prefer that because when you line something, it gets marked up with your pins that get opened in there. And like the other day, incidentally, my that Burt's Bees that you recommended, the Miracle Balm.
Oh yeah.
The lid came off in this purse.
Oh no.
And it got on stuff. But it didn't ruin my purse. It was great. But anyway, they're actually having a sale today. So I don't know if they'll.
Well, that's it for this episode, ladies. Thanks for joining us.
See you next week. They have, when you go online, I can't remember if it's portlandleather.com or portlandleathergoods.com. You can look it up, but they always have sales, and they have seconds. And I think that what I have this backpack, and I have a medium crossbody, I think. And actually, when I was there at Equipped last year, I can't remember who it was that I was sitting next to, but it was you and somebody else. And when I walked in, I had left my purse sitting on the chair. And when I walked back in the room, whoever it was leaned over and had their nose in my purse, smelling the leather.
Were we smelling it?
Yes, you were smelling it. And y'all were laughing about it. Anyway, it's just really quality stuff. It's not anything fancy, but they have fun colors, or you can get just this one's called Cold Brew, I think. And I like the pebbled leather the best, but they have smooth leather. They have all different kinds. They have tassels that you can add. They have coin purses. They have wallets. They have shoes. I've never done the shoes, but they have little something that I'm tempted by now that I know is not realistic because I have never been able to use a small purse, but you might like it. It's just called a circle. It's called a circle tote, I think. And they have two different sizes and it's about this big and it has pockets on each side. It's just really cute. And I'm tempted by it, but I also know that I wouldn't end up using it because it's not big enough. So Portland Leather Goods, there's a sale today and it might still be going on by the time this airs, but even if that sale is off, there's always, I mean, don't ever pay full price because you could just Google Portland Leather Goods sale and you'll find a coupon code somewhere. But that's my favorite of today.
Neil will be very happy that you shared that one.
I'm sorry, Neil. But that would be a new Christmas gift idea.
True. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one is Cameron's coffee. And I can't show you because I don't have the bag. We poured it into a mason jar. But Neil found it for me because I like that Texas pecan variety from Cafe Ole, but we can't easily get our hands on it. And if you buy it online, it's more expensive to have it shipped and all that kind of stuff. So he found this one. It's called Cameron's and it's toasted Southern pecan. Okay. And it tastes very similar to it. So, and typically I don't like flavored coffee at breakfast. If I'm going to have a flavored coffee, it'd have to be in the afternoon. But since he got this, I've been having this every single morning for breakfast. It's just real smooth, good balance, light flavor. So that's my fourth one, Cameron's toasted Southern pecan coffee.
You don't add anything to your coffee, right? Or you're putting cream in it? And just cream?
Steamed milk is what I use. Okay. Neil puts the cream in his. I put steamed milk in mine.
But no sugar.
We have a frother. He brings me my cup and I say, oh, this one's good and frothy.
No sugar. It's just fun to say it, frothy.
Frothy.
But you don't sweeten it.
No.
So that has kind of a naturally sweet flavor to the coffee.
Maybe. I don't know.
What's it called again?
Toasted Southern pecan.
Sounds good. I would love to like coffee without sweetener in it. I need to learn that. I'm not grown up enough yet.
All right. What's your fifth one?
All right. My next one is a pen. I have a box here. I'll show you the box. They're made by Pilot. Can you see?
Yes.
It is called Friction. I think that's what it's supposed to. Frixion. Frixion. Fragile. Friction clicker. I'm not going to make fun of you, not at all. But it's erasable. And so it has this, I didn't even know, honestly, that it's erasable because I tend to chew on the end of my pen when I'm using them. And then I looked down one day and it says erasable. I'm like, oh, I've been chewing on the eraser. But it works fantastic to erase pen. And you remember back when they first started coming out with erasable pens and they were smeary. You know, just didn't
that was my first thought when you said that.
Yeah, this one doesn't do that. Huh. I think you tend to like maybe just for your Bible marking, but I think of you using really thin, and this is a little thicker. It's 0.07 or 0.7, but I think you can get smaller. But anyway, it writes really smooth. I always like a good pen, and it's a gel pen.
Different colors.
Probably. I didn't look at that, but I'm sure it comes in black. This is blue, but it's ball. Let's see. Pilot is the maker. Friction Ball Clicker is the name of it. And it's gel ink, erasable. It's retractable. So you can click it in and out. So you can not mark inside your purse. Anyway, that's my whatever number we're on. It says it writes smooth, erases clean, and it really does. Erase and rewrite repeatedly without damaging documents, no wear or tear. Oh, and you can refill it too. I don't ever think to do that, but you can refill it if you want to. So Friction.
Pilot Neil has a thing for pens, so I'm sure we'll be checking that out for his sake.
Does he like ballpoint or?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. He likes it even better if he can swipe it for free from a bank, or
if it's a good one.
And it doesn't have to be a good one.
I can't stand pens that don't write well.
I can't stand them either. They make me grouchy. I call them and do not want them in my pen holder.
If it skips, has no place in my pen holder.
No.
Yeah, these don't skip.
Yeah, he just likes a free pen. And if somebody waits on your table and hands you a pen, he'll be like, "Can I have it?"
Okay.
All right. To be fair, he hadn't done that in a long time, but he has done that. Okay. Or he'll hint, what a great pen.
We should all send him a pen.
I think I said on here before that my sister did that one year. She went, when they lived in Bonita, Oklahoma, she went around to all the businesses and got a pen and mailed it in a shoebox to Neil for Christmas. And it was supposed to be a joke, but he thought it was the greatest thing
I'm
ever.
sure. Yeah. No wonder you said that she's the one most likely to get you in trouble.
That's right.
She's mischievous.
Yes, she is. Okay, my next one is a pair of pants. And I'm so pleased with these. I ordered them from Amazon, and I usually don't have good luck ordering clothes at all from Amazon. My sister does, but I don't. And I feel like everything I get, I end up sending back, and even things that I found that I've ordered that I thought at first, oh, I actually like these. After a few wears, I don't like them for whatever reason. But these have stood the test of time. They're joggers.
Okay.
And they've got, a nice big zippered, I don't know if you can see that, zippered pocket on the band, but the band itself is wide, right? Like this. And it's kind of a high rise. And so they're kind
stretchy?
They're stretchy.
Okay.
It's smoothing. They've got 2 deep pockets on the sides. And then the ankle is, like cuffed like that at the bottom.
What's the brand?
The brand is Soothfeel.
Like soothe?
Well, there's no E. So it looks like soothsayer.
Okay.
Soothfeel.
Okay.
But I ended up choosing these because they had such amazing reviews. And when I first tried them on, even Neil liked them. He was like, "Wow, those look really great." And so I would wear these every day if I could get away with it.
Do they have different colors, I guess?
I think they do. I ordered them at Christmas time, and it seems like they had maybe a cream color, and I really don't remember, honestly, but
look like they might make good travel pants, which I've been looking for.
Yes. And you can kind of dress them up or down. It's like they have the comfort of sort of leggings, but dressy enough to where you could wear them on Wednesday night or, something. So, and not feel like you're being a slob. So.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yep.
Okay. My next one is an author. That I know I've mentioned before, and I just brought one of her books over here, Francine Rivers. And this is And the Shofar Blue. This isn't necessarily my favorite of hers, although it's a good one, but anything Francine Rivers writes, I have loved. There are different levels of love for her books, but my favorite would be the Mark of the Lion series, which I know, again, we talked about books one day, but she was a quote romance writer years ago, and then she became a Christian in the general sense. I don't know what she belongs to or where she exactly, what part of what church she belongs to, but she talks about things that are very familiar that you and I would talk about in the Christian sense. Am I making sense? You understand what I'm saying?
Sort of. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, Francine Rivers, she has written, let's see, it says in the back, from 1976 to 1985, she had a successful writing career in the general market and won numerous awards. So it was like those romance novels that you see that have the couple on the front, they're hugging and, the inappropriate stuff.
The risque romance.
Exactly. And then the book jacket says, after becoming a born-again Christian in 1986, Francine wrote Redeeming Love. And that's probably my favorite of all of her books, is Redeeming Love, maybe even more than Mark of the Lion series. And so she has, there's one called The Atonement Child that is about a woman who was raped, and she had the baby. And so it's a, very sensitive topic, but she handles it so beautifully. And she's this one, and the Shofar Blue, this one is about a young man who is a preacher, and he's trying to grow the church, but it kind of it gets out of control, and he loses sight of what he really needs to be doing. And his wife is trying to help him see that. She's written some that are set back in the 1800s. She's written some that are more modern. There's one that's called The Scarlet Thread, and it kind of ties together the scarlet thread that you find between the Old and the New Testament. So anyway, I've always enjoyed Francine Rivers' books, and I think that's something that I would recommend to just about anybody. And that would be one of my favorite things, is my favorite author.
Yeah, she's
Francine
good.
Rivers.
The Mark of the Lion series was the first one I read by her, first set of books. And then a couple years later, I read Redeeming Love, which I found to be very heavy.
Yeah.
And but I was very young also when I read it. So maybe I wasn't mature enough to handle it.
Really? Well, I mean, I was an adult. This is probably 15 years ago when I read it or discovered her. So I would have been 40. And I never did see the movie that they made out of that book, because I kept hearing things that were not great about it, and I was a little surprised and sad. But it's adult subject matter. It's based on the book of Hosea in the Bible, and what this, it's ugly sin and how God redeems it. And so, yeah, it's not exactly I would say it's not exactly for people who can't, aren't ready for that. And I remember recommending it to Gary Massey, and I were having a conversation one time. This was back way years ago on the filming expedition that we did. And we were just talking about his daughter is a reader, and he asked me for some recommendations, and I told him about that. And I remember kind of thinking, even the Mark of the Lion has some stuff in there that's pretty heavy, but it's not handled gratuitously. It's always handled carefully. So yeah, I mean, it depends on the maturity level of, and also for moms whose daughters like to read, you read it with her, and have those conversations that those hard things can bring up. So
I would say even read it first. You know, it's definitely not salacious in any way, but it is mature. I think you have to have a certain level of maturity to be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So my next one, where did I put it? You might recognize is the herb chopper set that you gave me. So
I forgot about that, or I would have brought it up.
Yeah, you sent me this. I think you had asked me if I'd ever used one, and I said no, and you said I'm sending you one, but I actually forget. So it's for those of you who can't see, it's like it's a round wooden cutting board that dips in the middle like a shallow bowl, and then it comes with this round blade that has a handle on it so that you can put the herbs or whatever you're chopping in that wooden shallow bowl, and then take the blade, and it kind of rocks back and forth over the herbs or whatever you're chopping. I forget what this kind of blade is called. I know it starts with an M. Is it mezzanine or mezzanine?
Yeah, mezzaluna.
Mezzaluna. Okay.
I think I'll look it up while you're talking.
Yeah. So I love this thing. It works really easily. I'm chopping fresh herbs all the time, and this keeps them from running away on your cutting board, or nuts. I actually forgot to use it this morning. I was chopping up some mixed nuts to go in our oatmeal, and I should have threw them in this thing, but I forgot. But when I was chasing the nuts around on the cutting board with my regular knife, so this would have been perfect for that. But thanks to you, this is now one of my favorite things. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's called a mezzaluna.
Mezzaluna.
Well, Martha Bluen had one, and she cut she cut nuts with it, but I think she also cut some chocolate. She was making hot chocolate or something, and she just got in there and rocked it back and forth, and it was like, I need one of those. So yeah, then I came home and got one, and then I thought, you need one too, because like you said, chopping dill for chicken salad, or green onions, or any of those things, it just works really well. Yeah,
I was chopping a bunch of fresh mint the other day, and it just in no time at all, it was all chopped fine and smelled so good.
Yeah, and you're right, you don't have to chase it all over the cutting board.
Oh, and along with that, when I buy fresh herbs in the winter at the store, you know how you can get them in packages or bundles, or you can get them in these little pots.
Mhm.
This is how I've started buying them because they last forever. You're paying the exact same amounts, but you can just trim off what you need and keep watering them, and they'll just keep growing. And so all winter long, I've had a set of these that I've bought once in my window, and I've just used them all winter long because I
So you
just
keep them in your window?
my kitchen window right over the sink. So I just trim back what I need for the meal and water it every other day. And you don't have to keep going back and buying fresh bundles of herbs. So it's really handy. But that kind of goes with, that's not an extra one. That just goes with my favorite that I just
It's a
shared.
bonus. A bonus favorite.
Okay.
All right, you done with that?
Yeah.
Okay, my next one is a shoe or a shoe brand. It's Allbirds. These are my Allbirds. They could be expensive if you buy them from their website, although they have coupons sometimes, but you can find them on Poshmark and eBay, and not even used. You can find them new, but they have different kinds. I think it's kind of a they try to make things recycled products and stuff, but like these are made out of wool. So I wear them all winter long. This is my second pair of wool. They call them wool runners, but I don't wear them with socks, but I pull the sole out because the sole will come out, and I let it just sit, because I don't want wool wicks the sweat, which is gross.
Are you talking about stinky feet?
I am not talking. That is boorish and immature. We're not going to talk like that. So, but they really are warm and they're comfortable. They have a good arch support. You don't have to get wool. They have different. I'm putting my shoe back on now. They're very lightweight. So I'll take these on trips, and usually it's what I'll just wear on a daily basis if I want tennis shoes. The ones that I wear in the summertime, I can't remember what they're called, but they're just like cotton, but they're also very lightweight, and you don't have to untie them. You can just slip your foot in them. But anyway, Allbirds, they're a very comfortable shoe, and in the winter they keep your feet warm if you don't wear socks, and even if you do wear socks. So that's my next one.
Good. My next one is a knitting loom.
I didn't know you knit.
Well, I don't. That's why I like this. So this is what it looks like. It's a round plastic thing. See that? And Cheryl Turner is the one that introduced me to this because I don't knit, but with this loom, it's really easy to do. And you just take your yarn, and I've already done it on this round, but you wrap it around every little peg that sticks up out of this round plastic circle. And then once you've done that, you go back through and you take your hook and you loop the bottom yarn over the top one and go on to the next one and go all the way around. And then the next time around, you just loop them again. So you just do that until this starts happening. It creates this long scarf. And then when it's long enough, I'd have to go back and watch the video about how to pull it off the ends because I always forget.
I thought that was maybe a sleeve that was for a really long-armed person.
Yeah, you can do that also. Well, you can make a knit cap out of it instead of a scarf. I've done that too. But so it's really easy. And if you like to have something productive to do while you're watching Netflix in the evening, you can just sit there with your little easy knitting loom and make a scarf or a knit cap or whatever you want. And I like to get the yarn that's really, really soft.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just keep this in a basket right here so that anytime I want to pull it out, you can do it in the car or, whatever.
I've seen those in the arts and crafts sections at Joann's or even at Walmart. Is it like in the child's area, or is that a different one?
There might be in the child's area. I don't know. I've never gotten mine there, but they've also got some that are long and rectangular that you can use to make blankets with. I've never tried that one, but I imagine it would be just as easy.
Cool. Okay. That's yours. I don't know what number we're on.
You're fixing to do number 8, I think.
Oh, wow. So I only have 8, 9, and 10. Okay. This is something that I use every day. It's a little egg cooker, and you've probably seen them.
That's adorable.
It is. Have you ever seen these?
No.
Okay. So it has it's It's got a little metal plate.
Mhm.
This, if you want to just do boiled eggs, you set it here. There's a little needle I didn't bring that part in here, but you prick one end of your egg and then you set them in here, and then you pour some water and it steams your egg in the shell. So then it's like a boiled egg, which
Are
I
they
do
easy
when
to peel?
well, if you dunk them in cold water right afterwards for like 5 minutes. But I use that when I do deviled eggs. But then this little thing this is what I use every day. I have 2 eggs in the morning because it's free, 0 points, Weight Watchers. But I just spray it with Pam, set it on top of that, put the eggs in there, put the water in, plug it in. And like 7 minutes later, I have poached eggs. And it has the ability to, there's another one that's like this, but it's flat. It doesn't have the little indentation in it. It's just one flat that you can make an omelet. So beat your eggs and then you add cheese or your green onions or whatever else you want in your omelet. And you don't have to babysit it on the stove. And I think such a first world problem here to not have to stand at the stove and make your eggs. But
you can baby your bacon because the eggs are taking care of themselves.
Yeah. Well, that's all I eat in the morning most of the time when I'm home. So I can just pop the eggs in there and they're done less than 10 minutes later, and I don't really have to do anything other than that. So I use
you've
that all the
moved
time.
away from cottage cheese and now you're having eggs.
The cottage cheese can be pretty heavy points wise. So the eggs are 0 points.
How many eggs will it boil at one time?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I've seen some of these that are a little bit bigger that have 2 trays that stack on top of each other, so you can do double the amount. And I see these all the time at Goodwill, brand new in the box. I think people get them for gifts and they don't know what they're for, and so they give them away. And so I don't think I've ever bought one from the store. I just buy them at Goodwill, but they wear out pretty quick. Maybe it might have something to do with that metal plate, because I have to clean it really well. The water leaves residue or whatever. So I'll have to get the vinegar and baking soda out to clean it. It's not even the eggs. It's just hard water, I guess. But if you don't clean it very well, they wear out pretty quick. But I love my little egg cooker. That's one of my favorite things.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
My next one is a makeup product, and it's called Lumi Glotion by L'Oreal. And it is a natural glow enhancer is what it's called. And I started using this when I just started feeling like my skin was changing and looking kind of dull, dry, pale, pasty, all those unflattering things.
Lovely.
Yeah. And this comes in 3 different shades, light, medium, and dark. And I use the medium. And it says that you can wear it by itself or you can wear it under your foundation. And I fully intended for it to be just something I would wear as a light layer under my foundation. And then I gradually just started using this, and that's it. Because I find that as I've gotten older, makeup settles in where I don't want it to settle in. And I have a really hard time getting my makeup smooth enough. And I don't like to mess with it. Have you ever watched like a video on YouTube or something on women showing you how to wear makeup as you get older? And they sit there and they like
for that.
Buff, 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 buff. They either have a big kabuki brush or a sponge, and they're just like going to town, and they're just going and going and going. And I'm going, you are wearing me out. I just don't want to spend that much time on my makeup. So it's a sheer coverage. So if you're looking for a heavier coverage, this isn't for you. It's a sheer coverage, but I literally just squeeze it on my fingers, put it on my face like I'm putting on a tinted moisturizer, and that's it. And this is my second bottle. I love it. So L'Oreal True Match Lumi Lumi Glotion, lotion with a G in front of it.
Did you say it's tinted or not?
Yes, it's tinted. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've just never worn, and I'm sure I need to, but I'm afraid to go down that path, put like foundation and stuff on, because I don't want to be afraid to leave the house without something. So I just kind of like, don't tell me, la, la, la. Don't need it. Don't
Yeah,
want
I
it.
have places that I need like correction and concealer and under eye stuff, but I'm just not good at it. I'm not good at applying it to where it's not obvious. And
Mhm.
so I never bother with it. And if I'm having a insecure day, I'll just wear my hair in front of my face.
Yeah, mine stays in front of my face.
Yeah.
Okay, my ninth one is also a skincare thing, and it's just plain old sea breeze.
Hmm.
This is what I clean my face with every day.
Well, the smell of that takes you back to teenhood.
Well, I mean, it doesn't take me back because I'm still in it, but not teenhood. But I mean,
I was gonna say what?
I mean, I've been
Because you
using it
still
since I
use
was a
it. Yeah.
teenager.
Mhm.
Every day, every morning, every night. This one is for sensitive skin. I mean, like I'll wash my face with Aveeno baby soap, just like what you wash a baby with. But then this is an astringent. So after I wash my face, then I'll just wipe it with a cotton ball. And I feel like it kind of tightens things up. I don't know. You and I talked about this one day. I don't put moisturizer on because I kind of have oily skin and
Mhm.
I may be getting to where I need to. I don't think I do yet, but astringents tend to dry you out a little bit. So I don't know if this would be for people that have dry skin already. But I've just used this all my life basically, and
Mhm.
it works for me. I mean, it
Mhm.
cleans my face, and so it's $2.79 a bottle, and
Yeah.
or maybe it's probably $4.79 now. It's probably $2.79 when I was a teenager.
I keep one of those under my bathroom sink for the occasional breakout.
Hmm.
So usually if I do get a breakout, it'll be one in some random place in the middle of my cheek or something. And I'll use a little bit of that on a cotton ball. And then like the next day it's gone.
Yeah, I like it. It's just I've always liked it. Maybe it does take me back to teenhood because I've been using it that long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Okay. My next one is an olive oil. It's getting dark in here. I can tell the lighting's getting bad. We're getting ready to have a storm. Can you see this? It's getting so
Yeah.
dark in here.
Organic extra virgin olive oil.
Yes. So this one is Carapelli is the brand, and you can find it at any grocery store. I think you can even find this in Sam's if you like the bigger bottle. I love this particular size. This is the 16.9 ounce because it's perfect for holding, and the spout under it is perfect for the spout on the lid is perfect for drizzling. So I have some other bottles that just kind of glop out.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I like this is because it tells you this is the first cold pressed extra virgin olive oil, and you can go through and look at the dates of the pressing. So a lot of olive oils just have an expiration date, but on this brand, you can get the freshest pressed batch of olive
Okay.
oil and see that. And they have different varieties. They have organic. They have one called unfiltered. I like that one too because it's a little bit more rustic and there's teeny tiny little bits of the pressed olive pieces in there.
Hmm.
It's a little more cloudy. I love that one. It tastes so good. But for so it's not one of those outrageously expensive olive oils that are like single origin.
Yeah.
It's not that, but it has been around for about 130 years out of Italy. It smells good, it tastes good, and it's reasonably priced. So this is my
Good.
favorite like grocery store brand olive oil, Carapelli. Oh, and it comes in these beautiful green glass bottles instead of
Mm-hmm.
plastic. So I love that also. I always keep one just right next to my stove.
That's good to know. I never know what brand to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll write that down.
Okay. Do you have one
Okay.
more?
I think I have several more, but I'll keep it down to just one. And it's creamed honey.
Mm-hmm. Yum.
Burleson's creamed honey. Burleson's creamed honey. Mom puts this in John's stocking every year. It's tradition. Although I don't think he eats as much of it as I do. Sorry, Mom. Well, she's probably not too upset that her daughter's eating it. But, I keep this out when we're recording because sometimes if I start coughing, I need a little spoonful, but really I keep it out because I like to eat it. But this, I mean, it's on the spoon and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't drip.
What do you put it on?
Toast or toast, or I just eat it.
A spoon.
Seriously, just eat it.
A spoon.
But you can like peanut butter and honey if you like those together. this is the way to do it, because it just spreads nicely. Like instead of drizzling it, you can spread it thicker if you want it thicker.
So less messy.
Yeah. I mean, it's still just as sticky. I don't know what makes it creamed, if it's just
You probably just beat it with a mixer.
Because it's just honey. There's nothing besides honey in it, but I guess they just mix it. Oh, and it's gluten-free, so there's that too. So that's my last one. Honey.
Right.
Creamed honey.
Yes, dear. My last one is this Bible. It's what's the name of the company? Paul's Leather Company. And a couple years ago, Neil and I ordered a Bible from this company because you can pick your leather.
Ooh.
And it smells amazing. And they have different shades, different types of leather. Like there's a deeper shades of brown. This is the lightest color that they have. For those of you who are watching, you can see it's kind of more of a golden, more of a creamy tan color.
Yeah.
I love this Bible, and it's real soft. See that? Real soft and pliable. And then on the inside, of course, it has the lined margins, so you can take your notes. But they do such a great job. So you can go on there. They have other things as well. I think they have like leather journals and things like that. But you can pick your version, you can pick your leather. And so we just decided that we were going to go on there and pick our forever Bible. And I've been very, very pleased with it. And in fact, they tell you, I got my name on it.
Yeah.
They tell you that they'll all look slightly different because, the animal could have different markings. And the very first one they sent me had a little bit of a dark mark right here above my name that almost looked like somebody had marked on my Bible with pencil lead. And it bothered me. It was right there. I found myself like covering it with my thumb every time I was holding it because it looked like I had marked on it already. So I contacted the company, and their first response to me was, sorry, we said ahead of time there's different variations. And I was like, yeah, but why didn't they make that the back side of this cover and not the front? And they just said, we're sorry, we can send you a coupon for further purchases. And I was like, no, thanks. Well, weeks later, like the owner reached out to me and said that he had just found that interaction. They want every customer to be 100% satisfied. And they said they'll either give me a complete refund or send me a completely new Bible. And I said, I want a completely new Bible. And they sent me one right away.
Oh, nice.
So I didn't even have to send the other one back, but it's not like I can really do anything. I can't give it away. It's got my name on it, but
can you choose your font size and stuff like that?
That I don't know. I was pretty much just looking at versions of the Bible, and I knew I wanted the lined margins for note taking. I don't really remember. It's been a couple years since we purchased these, but they even sent us a vinyl sticker. I have it on my laptop that says Paul's Leather Company. So
I may have found one I'm going to ask for my birthday.
Yes, you can order from them free leather samples. So that if you want to see how it feels and looks in real life, they'll send you little squares of their leather.
Ooh, I can almost smell it. I'm looking at the website.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do a build a Bible.
Yes.
Like you can pick your leather, you can pick your version, you can pick your font size, you can pick how many wide ribbons you want your margins.
Yeah. How many ribbons? Do you want maps in the back? Yeah.
I don't know that will ever be done because of all of the different versions that have copyrights and stuff, unless they all got together and said, okay, but that would be a dream, I would think, to have something like that, but I'm going to check that out.
Well, I love this Bible so much that I don't even use my Bible case anymore because it covers it, and I love seeing this and holding it. It feels good. If you're speaking it or teaching, it lays just right.
Yeah. Okay.
Good size. Well, it's not like too small or oversized. It's just like this medium size. It's perfect.
I'm looking at their website. They've got thin line Bibles, journaling Bibles, study Bibles, reference Bibles, compact Bibles, large print.
There you go.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for that.
You're welcome. That was fun.
It was.
Do you have something good for you to share with our listeners today?
I do. And it's kind of just another favorite thing, but I just decided I'll just have number 11 here.
Okay.
Mine is Propel. This
Oh,
little
is that
drink
a
packets.
water flavor?
That comes in a box like this.
Okay.
We travel with these. I carry them in my purse all the time because if you go to a restaurant, and you order water and you just want a little flavor in it, but it's electrolytes. I was holding it upside down. Sorry.
Tastes gross.
Electrolytes?
Yeah.
Have you ever had this though?
No. It says Gatorade on it. It makes me think about gross
it does say Gatorade electrolytes.
Gross yellow drinks.
Well, they have different flavors, but this is my favorite. It's kiwi strawberry. They have grape, they have strawberry lemonade, stuff like that. But I don't know. I always feel like you need that little electrolyte kick sometimes. And you can always get a bottle of water when you're traveling that if you don't want to drink the water. But this is good for one bottle of water. Actually, in the mornings, I just fill up my cup with ice and put a Propel packet in it and then just put tap water on top of it. And it may not be proportioned just right, but it still has that little bit of flavor in it. And I feel like I'm getting some nutrients in there too. Really, I'm just getting flavor and it's sweet and I like it. So I'm pretending like it's good for me. But that's my something good for you because I think it's something good for me.
I like it. Okay, mine is a video. I've mentioned Shay Elliott on here before. Her most recent YouTube video is excellent. It is excellent. And it's called Letting Go of Miss Perfect. So on YouTube, look up the Elliott Homestead. Elliott has 2 T's. The Elliott Homestead, Letting Go of Miss Perfect. It's less than 12 minutes long. Every young mom especially needs to listen to this because she starts out by talking about how those times when you have small babies and you feel like you're just spending your whole day feeding and changing diapers, and maybe after a while there's a part of you that thinks, I thought my life would be bigger than this. Like I have a brain that I want to use and have adult conversations and go out and create things, or all these things are rushing through your mind, and or maybe you've moved beyond that point and you're constantly, their family homeschools. And she's like, I'm spending all my days with piles of projects everywhere and, taking them here and there. And my mind is going, but I want my house to be cleaner than this. I want it to stay organized. I want it, and so it's this constant battle of feeling like, here's what I think I want, but this is where I'm at right now. And she really much more beautifully and eloquently says that you need to knock Miss Perfect off that pedestal. And because she's, how does she put it? She's capable, but she's weak. And she says that I'd rather be strong than perfect. But she has, I feel like it's so encouraging. I wish I had heard it maybe when I was chasing around 3 little boys all day long. She just kind of reminds you to let go of perfectionism in order to be present in the season you're in. So it's really good. Very encouraging. Letting Go of Miss Perfect, the Elliott Homestead YouTube video.
I'll look it up.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah. It's getting darker and darker there. You're like, I feel like there's going to be a crack of thunder in a minute.
Any second now, it's coming. Yeah, it is getting dark. I'm sorry about the lighting there. Yeah. But that's all we got.
We'll put links.
We'll put links. Yeah, we'll be sharing these in the Looking Up group. As always, we thank you for listening. Also, you mentioned in the group, we were asking people to subscribe to the YouTube channel or follow whatever listening platform you use. A lot of you have already done that. We thank you so much. The only reason we want that is so we'll have more visibility so more women can listen. We don't plan to monetize in any way, shape, or form. So we appreciate you doing that. And Carla, until next time,
keep looking up.
Have a great weekend or week to everybody listening. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too.